Oh hey, right, so next HIIT session. Right, so today we are going to be doing it weighted. So today I'm going to be using a kettlebell. I'm not going to be juggling it the same as that, but yeah, I kind of like the floor in here, to be honest. Plus with a 9 kilo weight, I don't really quite know what that would be like if I well, I don't really want to try that one out, to be honest, I don't think. Okay, so we're going to be doing, well, actually, you know what, I was going to say 6 exercises, but you know what, let's change that. Let's do, we'll do 7 exercises. We'll do 7 exercises, 30 seconds. As I said, we're going to use the kettlebell. We're going to chuck in a couple of exercises that I did a while ago, so it's going to be a little bit different. You will need a chair or a sofa, for example, like so, because we're going to be doing some press ups with the chair or sofa. That one's up to you though. You can use the floor for that one otherwise, and we will be doing dips. And if you don't have a kettlebell, you could always use you could always have 2 dumbbells. Or you could have a water bottle, like a 5-litre one, or a sandbag. I actually have a homemade sandbag lying around the place, so I think I'll use that in one of these videos coming up soon. But there's a couple of examples. I suppose other things you could technically use is you could use a backpack with some weights in it. I've done that before in the past. Okay, just a couple of ideas. Right, let's do this. So if we start by stretching, okay, so I'm just going to move this way so I'm not so close to the sofa. Right, so we're going to start with the Sphinx. So on the forearms, looking ahead, we'll hold this one for 15 seconds. Hips in contact with the ground. Okay, let me take it back into child's pose. And we're going to take it forward into the Sphinx. What we did before. So on the forearms, looking ahead. We're going to take it back into child's pose. Okay, we're going to do cat. So on all fours, we're going to lift the back and put the head. We're going to do cow, we're going to push the belly button down, lift the head up. We're going to do cat, so we're going to lift the back and drop the head. Can't lost my train of thought then for a little bit. We're going to do cow, we're going to push the belly button down, lift the head up. Right, next thing we're going to do is wind down the floor. You got your legs bent. And we're going to start with bending the right leg, so we're going to place the right foot on the left knee, then we're going to push the right leg away with the right hand. Okay, we're going to do the other leg. So I'm going to bend the left leg, we're going to place the left foot on the right knee, push the left leg away with the left hand. Right, then we're going to come to standing. So I'm going to start by rolling the shoulders backwards. Then you take it forward 10 times. Okay, then we can take the arms back one at a time, 10 times. Then we can take it forward 10 times. And take the arms across the chest 10 times, one on top and then the other. So alternating between the two. Ideally you want the arms in line with the shoulders. Brilliant. Next, we're going to bring the arms out, bring them in. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Right. And from there, we're going to turn the head this way. We're going to turn the head the other way. We're going to turn the head the other way. And then the other way. Pausing briefly in the middle each time. And the other way. And then the other side. And then the other way. And then the other way. And then the other side. And then the other way. Right, then we're going to come back to neutral. And then you bring the head down. And then we're going to take the head up. And then we're going to take the head down. Still briefly pause in the middle for a second. We're going to take the head up. And take the head down. It's a nice controlled movement. You're not rushing this one. Any of the ones. We'll take the head up. And we'll take the head down. And we'll take the head up. And then we'll take the head down. And then we'll take the head up. And back to neutral. Okay, and we'll take the head this way. And then the other way. And then the other side. And then the other way. And then the other side. And then the other way. And then the other side. And then the other way. And then the other side. And then the other way. And back to neutral. Right, so next what we're going to do is going to rotate the head this way. And then the other way. And then the other way. And then the other side. And then the other side. And then the other side. And then the other way. And then the other way. And then the other side. And then the other way. And then back to neutral. Right, now we're going to install the hands together. Now the hands behind the back of the head, we're going to push that back into the hands. Then we're going to bring the hands forward, so we're going to push the head into the hands. Okay. Okay, and then from there, we're going to lift the shoulders, bring them back, drop them down. And we're going to just bring the head and neck back. We're going to engage the glutes and the abs. And then relax. Okay, next what we're going to do, we're going to lift the shoulders, bring them back, and then drop them down. We're going to hold that position. And from there we can also bring the head and neck back as well. If you like, you can also engage the glutes and abs. And relax. We're going to do this one next. We're going to turn the head to the left 90 degrees, and we're going to bring this head down. Okay, we're going to do the other side, so we're going to turn the head to the right, 90 degrees, and we're going to bring this here down. So you should be feeling like a stretch through the neck and the shoulder. And back to neutral. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to stretch off the wrists. We can do the other hand. And do this one. And the other hand. Turn the hands out. Turn them in. And turn them over and back. And 10. Amazing. So, first one we're going to do is a burpee. So, yeah. So for this one, ideally, you're going to start from here. Well, I'll give you a few different options. You can either do this one, you can either go down, hit, back up, and do a normal jump. Okay, that's one option. Or you could do this. You go down. You can either do a press up on your toes, or you can't do a press up on your toes. You can either come down here, drop down to your knees, do a press up, come back, up, and there. And then the third variation, there's not much point in me showing the press ups at that point, but what you would do is you do your burpee, do your press up, come back up, and at that point, if you can, do a tuck jump. Like so. But regardless of which jump you do, whether you do like a normal jump or tuck jump, you want to make sure your knees are nice and soft, and you want to bend your knees after you come down from the jump. Make sure your knees are not rolling in, and you also want to make sure your knees are behind your toes. Right, Okay. So I'm going to set this up. I'll tell you what, might as well say the next one after that as well. But you know what, I'm gonna get through them all. Why not? So, first one is the burpee, next one is the mountain climbers, which we've done before, which involves being in a plank position, taking the opposite knee to the opposite elbow, which I will demonstrate at the time. Next one is going to be the press-ups, so if you can, you're either going to do the press-ups on the floor, or you're going to have your press-ups on an object, like so. Then we're going to do lunges with a weight, or you can do it without a weight, and dips, and squats with a weight, and then we're going to do Russian twists, which we've also done, which you can either do with a weight, or without a weight, and with or without your legs on the floor. Right, I will give more tips as we go on, but that kind of just gives a bit of a, I was going to say maybe, yeah, summary, kind of summary, synopsis, summary, let's go for summary. Right, okay, so we're going to start with burpees, and go, so 30 seconds. Twelve seconds left. Okay, next one is the mountain climbers from the plank position, opposite knee to opposite elbow. So we're going to go 2, 1, there you go. I'm also having a grip this mat. It's a bit more. My old yoga mats are a bit better. As you know, it's not a bad mat. It's just not as grippy as the last one. Okay, next one we're going to do, I can't remember which one the next one is, so I'm going to refer back to the piece of paper. Next one we're going to do is press ups. So you can either do the press ups on your toes, on your knees, or have your feet up on a sofa or a chair and do them with your toes. Okay, and go. 10 seconds to go. Okay, next one is lunges, with or without a weight. Step forward, drop that back knee, and do the other leg. One of the things to remember is you don't want your front knee going over the toe. Also keep your core engaged, and also make sure that your knees aren't rolling in, and you keep a nice straight back. So core and glutes engaged. Right, then we're going to do dips. So you can either do dips with your knees bent, or on your heels like I'm going to do, which is the harder variation. You don't want to take your glutes all the way down to the floor. You want them just about hovering off the floor. 20 seconds to go. Right, next one is squats. Because I did this workout with my sister and brother-in-law this morning, which was awesome. And I'm feeling it more today. Well, I was feeling it this morning, so I can feel it now as well. Even though it is still morning. But rather than 3 rounds, I'm doing 6 rounds of this. I could have filled a bucket with sweat this morning after doing the workout my sister and brother-in-law. So, it's went away today. Whew. Next one is a Russian twist. I'm going to pause this briefly. So, the Russian twist, you can either do it without a weight, you can have your legs on the floor, one side then the other, get your hands to touch, or, actually that depends on your level of flexibility, but ideally if you can, get your hands touched both sides. If that's too easy, you can lift your legs in the air, same thing. If you don't want to make it harder, like I'm going to do, you can have your heels on the floor if you like, take it there to there, or the version that I'm going to do, which is slightly more advanced than that, is feet off the floor, one side and the other. Right, let's do this. So you're going in 1 and go. I want to give people a chance to get in position then. So if you're doing the weights, you do it the same way I'm going to bring the weight down to the floor each time. So it's a great one for the obliques. And rest. Right. Rest for a minute. So if you want to go have yourself a drink, I'll open the window if need be. Pardon me, I've already opened the window. Pardon me. It's particularly important to stay hydrated at the moment. So if I check what the, pardon me, I check what the temperature is. Yesterday it was 22 degrees when I ran. So it's saying it's 19 degrees, but still, that's amazing weather, isn't it? And it is important to stay hydrated. So it's going to reach highs of, shows highs of 21. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Tomorrow's not looking. Oh, you never know, dear. Weather could change like a pinch. Oh, I just got to take the weather with a pinch of salt, to be honest, I think. Because it could say one thing today and it could be completely different tomorrow. Who knows? Right, in the next round already. So, let's do burpees. So, you press the timer, you get in position, you got 2, 1, move this bell quickly, there you go. So I'm going to do the toes. So that's it. So you've got different variations. You can either do the press ups on your knees, on your toes, or with or without a press up. You could do a normal jump at the top, or a touch jump at the top. Touch jump being more advanced. Okay. I'm forgetting already. Mountain climbers. Right. So if you get in plank position, opposite knee to opposite elbow. There you go. Whoops, too close to that then. As fast as you can. Need be, you can always do it slowly like that if you need to. Next is press ups over your knees, with your toes on the floor. We can do it using a sofa or a chair. There we go. Oh. Remember, keep your glutes and core engaged. Keep the head in a good alignment with the shoulders. and the spine. Oh man, I think that's from all the other rounds this morning as well. Oh, wow. Oh. Oh man. Oh. Right, next to lunges. So you can either do this with or without weight. Remember, keep the core and glutes engaged. Wow. I'm currently doing the 25 press-up challenge as well. So even after this, I'll be doing an extra 25 press-ups today too. So that's good. And feel free to do the same as well, if you're not already. Okay, next one is dips with the knees bent, with the legs straight on the heels. Some more advanced version. Remember, breathe. Next one is squats. So you can do this with or without weight, it's up to you. And you can do this with 1 or 2 kettlebells. If you keep going that one, I'll quickly demonstrate what that would look like. So you can either have the dumbbells down here, if you're using 2, or if you're using 1, do it that way. And if you keep going, I'll get back to it. Remember to keep those knees by the toes, keep it nice, straight back. Last one is Russian twist, with or without a weight. And go. And with or without the legs on the floor. I already feel myself sweating. And rest. Right, that's 2 rounds down. 1 to go. Okay, grab that minute rest now. As I said, open the window if need be. Grab a drink. I've already had an electrolyte drink today as well. Although I would say be careful what electrolyte drinks you have, because some can be really sugary and you don't want that. Okay, so we've got 30 seconds. If anyone needs advice on the electrolyte drinks that I have, let me know. Because mine have got about half the sugar of an apple, so they're very low cal. Got 20 seconds to go. Just going to move this kettlebell slightly out of the way before we do the burpees for the next one. Okay, right, I'm come to standing. Right, get myself in position. Okay, right, I'm going to start the time, start at burpees. Move the kettlebell a bit further away too, and let's go. Soft knees as you come down, slightly bending. Okay, next one is your man incliners. So you're in a plank position. Take opposite knee to your opposite elbow. There we go. 18 seconds to go. Oh. 10 seconds. Whew. Right, next one is press ups. So before, you can either do them on your toes, on the floor, your knees on the floor, or you can do them using an object and placing your legs up there instead. 3 options. Okay, and go. Remember to keep the core and glutes engaged. Remember to keep your head aligned with your neck and your spine. 15 seconds to go. Next one is lunges, with or without a weight. There you go. Remember, core and glutes engaged. And keep that front knee behind the toe. What you're doing is sinking that back leg. Right, next one we're doing is dips. So your knees bent, with your legs straight. Bring your glutes down the floor, but not all the way down, just kind of hovering off the floor. Remember to breathe. 12 seconds to go. Keep the core glutes engaged. Good form. Okay, squats. So if you grab it, grab your weights, lay yourself down and back up again. Make sure to keep those knees by your toes. Imagine you're sitting down on the loo. Because if you sit down on the loo, you keep going straight back, wouldn't you? It's not like you're going there, like you're leaning forward, trying to. We're going to do a Russian twist, straight down the floor. Doing well, people. Got 3 seconds to go. And go. Whew. 20 seconds to go. With or without your legs on the floor, and with or without a weight. But either way, if you try and get your hands to touch the floor, or if you're using a weight, trying to get the weight touching the floor, that's both sides. And rest. Right, so that's 7 exercises, whereas we normally do 6. So that was really good. Right, next up, we'll stretch. Wow. So, we can start the Sphinx stretch. So on the forearms, looking ahead. Keeping the hips in contact with the ground. Next one we're going to do, just going to go back into child's pose. So sinking into this stretch. Head looking down, keeping that alignment. Right, then you're going to take it forward into Sphinx, sitting on the forearms, looking ahead. It's in contact with the ground. You want to be feeling the general arch in the lower back. Next of all, we're going to do child's pose. So you're going to sink back into this stretch, looking down at the floor. You've got your knees about hip width apart. And then you do cats on all fours. You can lift the back and drop the head. And you do cat, we can push the belly button down, lift the head up. We can do cat, we can lift the back and drop the head. And then you can, we're going to push the belly button down, lift the head up. Alright, next one we're going to do is come on the back. So you've got your legs bent, you're going to bend your right leg, so placing your right foot on your left knee, then you're going to push your right leg over your right hand. Okay, and we're going to do the left leg. So we're going to bend the left leg, we're going to place the left foot on the right knee, we're going to push the left leg with the left hand. Oh. I hope you're sweating as much as I am. I don't know what the weather will be like when you do this, but it's lovely today, lovely blue skies. Right, next what we're going to do is bring it back into Sphinx. So, on the forearms, looking ahead. And we're going to take it back into child's pose. So, looking down the floor, knees back hip width apart. We're going to take it forward into Sphinx. So your forearms, looking ahead, pushing contact with the ground. Okay, we're going to take it back into child's pose. cat. We're going to do cat, so you're going to have the back and drop the head on all fours. We're going to do cow. All fours, you're going to have the back and drop the head. We're going to do cat, so the back and drop the head, fours. Then we do cow, we're going to push the belly button down, lift head up. Okay, then we're going to come to standing. Wow, sweating a bit. Okay, so we're going to start by turning the head to the left. And then we're going to turn the head to the right. We're going to come back to neutral. Oh, sweat now. We're going to head down. Sweat now again. Bring the head down. And we're going to take the head up. Come back to neutral. We're going to turn the head to the left. And we're going to turn the head to the right. And we're going to rotate the head to the left. And we're going to rotate the head to the right. And we're going to come back to neutral. Then we're going to interlock the hands. We're going to push the head back into the hands. And then we're going to do this one, so you're going to push the head into the hands, but this time your hands at the front. Right, then we're going to bring the hands down, we're going to lift the shoulders, bring them back and drop them down, hold them there. So you always bring the head and neck back, and then you can tense the glutes and abs. And then relax. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to turn the head to the left 9 degrees, and we're going to bring this head down. The other side, so we can turn the head to the right and bring this head down. And come back to neutral. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to stretch the wrists off. And do the other one. We go this way. And then this way. We turn the hands out 10 times. And this way 10 times. We turn the hands over and back 10 times. Right, then we stretch the quads. If you can, try and find an object to look at. And do the other leg. And rest. Right, next move is we're going to stretch the hamstrings, so we're going to place one leg up against the wall. So this leg is stretching, so you're leaning over the leg, both legs are straight. But you're not locking the legs out. And keep them nice straight back as well. And you're leaning towards the wall, so you can feel stretch. I can stretch my left calf right now. If I did the other one, so leg up against it, lean forward. If you need to, you can just place your hands there to support yourself. It's a bit sweaty, so try and do more contact with the wall. Don't leave any marks on it. The next one, I won't really have much of a choice, but you'll see why in a second. Then again, if you've been watching these other videos, you might have an idea. Right, so I do like to stretch. I do think it's important pre-hab before rehab. Okay, next what we're going to do is going to have your right leg forward, your right leg's bent, and your left leg is straight. And what you're going to do is you're leaning towards the wall, and you want to. So for this one, you'll be stretching your left calf because your left leg is behind you and it's straight. And important things to remember is you want both your toes, you want both your big toes pointing forward, and you also want to make sure that your left heel stays planted on the floor. Okay, let's switch it over, so we'll do the right one. So this time is your left leg's bent, your right leg is straight, big toes are pointing forward, and my right heel is planted to the floor. Looking over that one. Okay, 2 more to go. Well, that's the same stretch. But yeah. Okay, so for this one, you're gonna place your leg up. You don't want an object higher than your hip. About here is okay. Right, you want both your legs straight, but you're not locking them out. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna lean forward. But the important thing to remember here is you're keeping your back straight. You're not doing this. You're doing that, so you're tilting at the hips. So you're doing this one, tilting at the hips. Imagine you're bringing your nose down your knee. You should be feeling like a stretch with the leg which is up in the hamstring. Ideally, you want your hands free, because you don't want to be placing pressure on your leg, because you don't want to place pressure on your knee. So if you can, your hands free. If you need to, you place your hands on your leg, but don't apply any pressure. Right, if we do the other leg, so someone place my right leg up, both legs are straight, then you're pivoting at your hips. Well, I suppose, not pivoting, you're tilting at the hips. Come out of that one.